Okay, so on Mondays we chase, and I'm starting it out at our old friend Goodwill. Right behind me, you can see that. I went in there, and I've been on a shirt kick lately, and I found some more graphic t-shirts. Super excited, couple to keep, couple to list up. Cool. Now, I didn't expect to find this, but is anybody a fan of old blank VHS tapes that are sealed? Well, I'll tell you somebody who was a fan of one. I just found a sold listing for, what was it, 30 some odd dollars, almost 40 bucks. Got this for 12, so we are gonna flip this little baby around. Try to fund the chase, recycle a little bit of this money and make a little moolah. Anyway, I'll show you the shirts when we get back to the apartment, but for now, on to the next stop, whatever that is.
So it turns out the next stop was Gamestop, and this was the retro Gamestop that we have in town where I guess all the retro games go to. So there's some stuff in here. That Witch and Whiz, that stuff, that's been sitting there for a long time. When I got Amazon's Training Road, that game was still in there, so it's been months. Nothing crazy here, you know, you've got your PSP stuff, a lot of loose stuff. That Double Dragon for Genesis looks kind of interesting. These cool pre-order art boxes, looks like there's some cool looking stuff coming out. As to whether or not they're good games, that's left up to, you know, that's left to be said. However, I do have fun just sort of looking around, looking at the album covers. I'll take that Dragon Quest VII. Bendy and the Ink Machine, I always see that game. I have no clue what it's about, but it does look pretty sweet. Arrowheart, that's pretty interesting. I don't know, cool name, whatever. Astergon. Just a lot of stuff. Those Atari, I've seen those Atari 50s, and I feel like I should get one because of the Ready Player One stuff. You know, it might help me along with my quest. What else? Wild Guns. I really thought about that one. I held that in my hand. I was like, I don't know, man. It looks pretty cool. I don't know about the price. This Spirit of the North, this one looks pretty cool too. I didn't know if I wanted to get that either. And this is before I found out that there was 4 for 40 going on, which made me examine myself. Greetings, my excellent chasers. It's a beautiful day out in the simulation. I hope you're having fun out there in the oasis. I have a problem, and it's stuff. Now, the problem is different than what you might think. There's never enough stuff, so don't worry about that. My problem is I need this stuff to not be here. It usually accumulates right here on this bar area where the sink is, and it just sort of clutters up the living room. So I've always been a fan of stuff, just not clutter. So for me, it's like, okay, how can I get this organized? Also, the problem is this is a pile of stuff that needs to be discussed on camera, so I haven't done it yet. So it just accumulates, and sometimes you get a huge pickup video like you saw a few videos ago. Now, in the meantime, a lot of this stuff just takes up this little area in the living room, and it's, you know, there's risk of things getting wet because it's by the sink. So the son of Rad Chaser said, hey, as soon as you get a pile of stuff, show everybody, and then you can put it onto your shelf of your scores for the year. And that makes a lot of sense because that's where the stuff is naturally going to go and end up for this whole year. So the sooner I show you guys all this stuff I got, the sooner I can stick it on the shelf over there, and we can keep the quest moving. We can keep every area clean. I know that you see, you know, some stuff in the background here, so it's like, well, we got to kind of keep it a little bit organized. Anyway, so let's fire through a few of these things. The side quest of graphic t-shirts seems to be going yet again, so I got another batch, including this shirt that you see right here. This is Street Fighter 4 Ultra. I saw like one comp on eBay for this thing, so I was like, well, I don't know. I'll wear it for a while, and maybe we'll just stick it on there and see if it goes anywhere. Moving on, this is a cool shirt. It's just got a nice little 80s vibe to it. It's basically like a fraternity, Omega Phi. It's just like a kind of fraternity shirt. It's a little bit different, but again, if I like a cool design, I'm gonna grab it. Ain't no laws while you're drinking claws. And that is a fact. This one's kind of fun, Savage, just got a little Japanese text on there, and just a fun one. And by the way, you just got, and if you know, you know, and if you don't know, well, you still got. This one's kind of fun after a little research. It's a band called Secret Shame, and the little song is called Zero. Looks pretty cool, I like it, and I went ahead and listened to it, and it kind of has, I don't know, good recording indie vibes. This shirt, I don't know if I can pull off, but I think it's a banger. Check that out. Your boy Goku looking solid. Sweet looking art, definitely just very stark images. The cool thing about this is a t-shirt, but it's got a hood attached to it. That's kind of cool. I never really seen like a little shirt like that. So a short sleeve shirt at that anyway. So this is pretty sweet. I did list these shirts up. I'm gonna hang out and wear them and use them as normal, and if somebody goes for them, they go for them. But until then, I'm just gonna use them as normal. Anyway, let's move on to some other stuff. As you saw earlier, I did get like a sealed 12-pack of VHSs that I listed immediately on eBay. Here is another blank one that came with them, separate from the sealed packs. There's like 12 of them. I'm not huge in the VHS, but I looked up that sealed case of VHSs, and it seems like I should be able to turn that one around real quickly and put, you know, all the money that go back into supporting the video game habit. I got a few issues of Game Informer. First up, the indie issue featuring Sea of Stars on the cover. I've heard this name of this game. I've looked it up. It looks pretty cool. This cover's pretty sweet too. The funny thing, a weird thing about these Game Informers is you'll see them at the Gamestops, but you know, they're like 97 cents, but only if you're a pro member. And if you're not a pro member, they don't let you buy them. That is pretty curious and odd. I don't know what to say to that, but I just thought I'd throw that little tidbit of information out there. Anyway, here's another cover. I don't know what the fuck this is. Saints Row. Not too bad. I'm casually grabbing Game Informers. Again, I use some more Japanese publications too, but I just happen to spot these ones that I don't have, so. Forspoken. I see dragons, I see stags, I see armor. I see a lot of cool stuff on here. I don't know particularly what this game is about, but future me does. It's a 2023 action RPG. I've actually seen the trailer for it back in the day. It looks pretty sweet. It's a Square Enix game, so I'm probably gonna have to get it. It looks just like Final Fantasy 16 the way the interface is set up, so ooh well, woo. All right, GameStop is doing 4 for 40 and 4 for 20 games, and you know your boy's gotta find a couple of things, so let's do this. A couple of PS5 games. First up, we love Katamari. Oof. You know, I love my Katamari games, and this has Reroll and Royal Reverie, so I actually recently got this on PS4 that had Reroll, so I don't know, so there must be 2 different games in here. I don't know exactly how it works. Bruh. Hogwarts Legacy, finally. When this came out, I was like, oh man, this thing looks pretty sweet. Can't wait to get it, but I can wait for the price to come down, and the 4 for 40 makes this full, huge game $10. And that is called Economic Chasing. 2 more games. These are for the PS4. Final Fantasy XII Zodiac Age. I've got the reversed cover on the front here because, dude, look how sweet that is. Come into the light. I don't have a copy of 12 for PS4, and this I think will be like this is Zodiac Age, so I think it's the game plus extra, I believe. And I think this will be the way to play it, so I'm excited about this one. I have never played Final Fantasy XII before. One more, this is Streets of Rage 4, the Anniversary Edition. This is the alternative cover again because it just looks pretty sweet. I mean, it doesn't have any text or anything, so that's a little weird, but let me see if I can get the original cover out here real quick. I'm just gonna give you that. Yeah, ripping off the X-Men there with the X. Nah, don't worry about it, it's fine. Cool stuff though. So, I don't have too many beat 'em ups. I recently got that Double Dragon Gaiden, which was pretty sweet, so that was pretty cool. This could add to that little stack. So it's just something fun to, like, you know, that's not a huge heavy RPG or a big game. Just something to play when you're, you know, kind of just want to have a few minutes of something. Anyway, that's it. Just a little short one for you. I wanted to do this one before the sun came down. Obviously, you can see the lights coming in, so we don't have a lot of time left, and I literally have a beam of light to catch. So I will see you chasers in the future. Please, whatever you do, don't forget, keep chasing me.
I love Rad Chaser. He's so handsome and smart.